I think it's a really good question to understand what the impact is of PR and how it is measured. And it isn't easily measured what the value creation is in the short term. What can be measured is that when you launch a company or when you launch a product, these days with Google Analytics and other tools, you can actually quite well measure what the impact is of an announcement. You will see a spike in traffic, and we've seen spikes in traffic every single time we announce something. And the next step, obviously, is to ask yourself, what is the value of that PR that you are creating? And to some extent, it can be measured because it can be measured in traffic, and you can say, well, if I'm spending X amount of dollars per month on PR, and I'm getting Y amount of traffic, then I know what the cost per visitor is generated through PR. But at the end of the day, it is a component of the whole marketing mix. And it is something that you have to measure in the long term. And some of the things I think are a little bit harder to measure, and some of the things are like, what is the credibility of your brand? And PR, I think, really underpins the credibility of your brand, which is more of a quality than a quantity that can be measured. So it isn't easily measured. I think, to me, I'm convinced of the value of PR because I've been doing this for 10 years. We've been using PR as the core communication tool for us to get the message out, and it's been highly successful both in Europe and in the United States. Is it measurable? It's a lot harder to say, but I also think that if if in the worst case scenario you get a whole bunch of media publications, which to some extent you can actually translate in whether I would have to buy advertising for that space or actually can get an interview and an article and really convey my message in a more credible way. But also if a PR strategy gets me onto a platform where I'm actually exposed to investors who are going to invest into my company, that in itself pays back for all the PR that I spent throughout the whole trajectory of building that business. So to me, it's an invaluable component of the strategy of any company that I will ever build.